So in this video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on another anime that I had a lot of fun with, and keep in mind, when it comes to this series, when it comes to this specific series that I'm going to be talking about today, I did not take it seriously at all when I was watching it all the way through. And even the people that worked on it didn't take it seriously at all either. And obviously, like you guys can see from the thumbnail and you could see from the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about Ghost Stories today. And Ghost Stories, I would have to say, is probably like one of the best experiences I've had when it comes to watching an anime, especially if it's just like pure enjoyment and just getting a lot of laughs out of it. Like, that's basically my entire relationship with this series. I just couldn't stop laughing when I saw it. So I'm just going to be giving my thoughts on it. And if you guys have any funny stories to share with me when it comes to Ghost Stories, be sure to let me know down below as well. So let me start by explaining how this dub even came to exist, because the story behind it is honestly unbelievable. Ghost Stories didn't succeed in Japan the way the creators hoped, and because of that, the producers were desperate for the show to make money anywhere else. When ADV Films got the rights, they expected a list of strict rules to follow so the dub would stay faithful to the original. Instead, they were told to just keep the character names the same and make sure the ghost still died at the end of each episode. That was literally all they had to stick to. With that kind of creative freedom, the dub team realized they weren't tied down to anything. Director Stephen Foster understood immediately that this was a rare opportunity. Instead of trying to force the serious tone of the original, he decided to let the cast reshape the show into something completely different. The decision changed everything because it meant the dub didn't have to compete with the original story. It could become its own weird, chaotic creation. Back then, most anime dubs were focused on staying true to the Japanese script, even if it meant working around the jokes that didn't translate well. Ghost Stories went into the opposite direction on purpose, and that bold choice is what saved it from being forgotten. If the dub had tried to stay serious, it probably would have faded into obscurity. Instead, it ended up becoming one of the most memorable dub experiences of that entire era. And when you look at how anime was being localized in the early 2000s, Ghost Stories stands out as something that shouldn't have worked out, but somehow it did. It's a true example of what happens when a studio says, do whatever you want, just make sure that people watch it. And honestly, I'm glad they said that, because it led to one of the funniest anime experiences that I've ever had. And the heart of what makes Ghost Stories so funny is the improv, because most of the cast walked into the booth, looked at the scene they were told to record, and just said whatever came to mind. Monica Rail, Greg Aries, Chris Patton, the whole group brought this spontaneous energy that you could hear in every line. Some moments feel like they were recorded in one take just to keep the raw humor intact, and that's part of why the dub stands out so much. Because so much of the dialogue was made up on the spot, the show ended up filled with jokes that could only exist in that specific moment in time. There are early 2000s pop culture references that feel completely dated now, but instead of hurting the dub, it actually makes it even funnier. And watching it today feels like opening a time capsule of an era when anime dubbing was a lot looser and a lot more willing to take risks. But what I enjoy most is how natural the delivery feels. The actors weren't trying to follow a structured comedy script. They were reacting to the scenes like real people. That's why the jokes feel so sharp and unpredictable. It's the kind of humor that keeps you on your toes because you generally don't know what they're going to say next. There's no attempt to sound polished. The messy, unfiltered style is exactly what makes it so entertaining. And this kind of dub could never be made today. The industry is far more careful, and companies wouldn't allow a team to rewrite an entire show just for laughs. That's why the improv feels so special. It captured a moment when anything could happen in the recording booth, and that wild creativity gave us a dub that still holds up all these years later. And Satsuki is the perfect example of how the dub transforms the characters, because in the original series, she's a straightforward protagonist dealing with supernatural problems, but in the dub, Hilary Hagg plays her like someone who is beyond tired of dealing with ghosts ruining her everyday life. Her deadpan reactions and sarcastic comments ground the rest of the group's chaos, and that contrast makes her moments some of the funniest in the show. And Hajime brings a completely different comedic flavor. Chris Patton portrays him as the kid who thinks he's cool but always ends up sounding clueless. The confidence in his delivery makes even his most ridiculous lines feel like they were meant to be profound, which somehow makes them 10 times funnier. He's that one friend who tries to act like he knows what's happening even when he's completely lost, and it works perfectly in a show like this. And Kisharu, Satsuki's younger brother, adds pure panic-driven comedy to the mix. Christine Alton gives him such an exaggerated, terrified energy that even the most scariest scenes become very funny moments. His reactions are so dramatic and over the top that he ends up becoming one of the most consistently funny characters in the series. Whenever something even slightly creepy happens, he turns it into a full meltdown, and that always gets a good reaction out of me. Momoko and Amano Jaku round things out with two very different but equally hilarious character shifts. Monica Rail gives Momoko this calm, overly religious personality that adds a bizarre twist to every scene she's in. Meanwhile, Rob Mungle's Amano Jaku is a grumpy, sarcastic, and completely fed up with everyone around him. His constant complaining adds a layer of commentary that ties the group together. None of the characters are meant to be deep, but the performances make them unforgettable. Even in 2025, the Ghost Stories dub continues to hold up as one of the funniest anime experiences you can watch. Some of the references are outdated, but the comedic timing and the delivery keep everything feeling fresh. There's a kind of charm in hearing jokes that could only exist in that exact era, and somehow it all still works. The humor never feels forced, and that's a big part of why the dub hasn't lost its appeal. What's helped keep it alive is the way new viewers keep discovering it online. Short clips go viral all the time, usually showcasing the wildest lines or the most ridiculous reactions. People who have never even heard of the show before end up laughing because they can't believe a dub was ever allowed to be this chaotic. That kind of natural word of mouth is rare, especially for a niche early 2000s anime. It also sparked big conversations about what dubs are allowed to be. Some fans argue that Ghost Stories went way too far by completely rewriting the show, but I've always felt that the changes are exactly what made it memorable. It proved that a dub doesn't need to be a carbon copy of the original to be good. Sometimes creativity and humor can breathe new life into something that would have otherwise been forgotten. But at the end of the day, Ghost Stories is proof that total creative freedom can lead to something truly unique. It's weird, unpredictable, and completely unapologetic, and that's why it still stands out today. Whenever I want 20 minutes of pure silliness and escape, I know I can put on an episode and laugh just as hard as I did the very first time. So yeah, it was only a matter of time before I made a video talking about Ghost Stories on the channel, because I just love this show so much just because of what it is. Like I stated in the beginning of the video, it's just a really weird and just out of this place show that you could ever come across, which is why it's so memorable, and which is why I wanted to make this video just expressing my thoughts on it, because I was one of those people, like I mentioned, where I just saw all these different clips online and I'm like, okay, I really need to sit down and watch this show all the way through. And I don't regret it because I had a fun time, and I can always go back to like all of these scenes within the show itself. And I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe they are going a little bit too far at times, but at the same time, that's probably what they needed to do in order for it to really stand out and for it to be talked about, just like how I'm talking about it today. But now I want to hear from you guys. Is there anybody out there that happened to stumble across this video that's seen Ghost Stories before? Be sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments below, because I would absolutely love to hear any sort of stories that you guys want to share with me surrounding Ghost Stories. And if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to show your support, be sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow me on my social media, be sure to check out my X, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Facebook page. All the links to those are located in the description below, so be sure to follow me on there. Also, if you guys want to join my Discord server so we can talk more about anime and manga, be sure to do so. The link is listed in the description and is also pinned in the comment section down below. Be sure to click on that bell for notifications so you guys are notified whenever I'm dropping a new video on the channel. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day, wherever the day may be, if it's the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.